Hey, what's up guys, Malt here, and this week we need to go to horny jail. Let's be real, we all know why I picked this game, okay? Let's play it. It's called Bewitched Hearts. What's it about? Who cares? Let's go. Okay, I'm sure glad that I decided to play this for YouTube because I don't know how... I don't think this is an explicit game or not, but it's me, Malt. I'm gonna self-insert as Malt. Enter. Hollows even. Hollows even. Halloween. 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 I stare at my mirror in the mostly bare room. A lopsided gray donkey. You donkey! Head stares back at me. Oh, this is actually really hard to read font. Some of these seams along the head are beginning to loosen, and the body bears faded stains that I try not to think about. Okay. And the sight of it in front of me makes me question all those hours I spent searching at Costumes R Us rentals. But surely this silly costume truly conveys the spirit of Halloween, does it not? Making my way to the kitchen and living area, I check my phone. 6 p.m. So good, because if it's me, I can just talk normally. And we all know how sultry my voice is. It's almost time for Irma and Lilia to arrive for our little Halloween house party. We've all been working hard on our upcoming visual novel, Alone Aflame, a Flower. I've been worried about both of them. Lilia's art has been looked a little rushed, and Irma's editing has been less eloquent. The stress is really getting to them. As the lead developer of our bite-sized trio, I organized this party to raise our spirits and relax. After all, the reason Lilia and I have been creating stories for so long was fun, and as an escape. For fun and as an escape. When Irma came along last year, we started to experiment with visual novels. The way that art, writing, and sound can bring a story to life like no other reignited my passion for stories. I still remember when Lilia first encouraged me to write. Without her, Beep! My phone lights up. A text from Lilia. Hey, I'm at the door! Smiley face! Sorry if I'm a little early. Ooh! If you're busy, I'm okay. Just waiting outside. I love your garden. I love your garden! My overgrown garden, maybe that's her way of telling me to do some maintenance on it. A thought surfaced in my mind. Perhaps I should try scaring her. Okay, first of all, what? And second of all, I really want to make a visual novel at some point. I feel like it'd be really fun, especially because I like making my own art. The main thing that stops me is both planning it out to make it actually interesting in some way, and backgrounds. Though this one looks like an actual photo. But I feel like backgrounds are super annoying. And I kind of want to make backgrounds, learn how to make backgrounds before I make my own visual novel, because I'm really like a stickler from trying to make everything on my own, including the music and stuff. So that'd be fun, but I don't know when I'll ever do it. We all know how good I am at finishing projects like Nocturnus, which is also on this channel, by the way. Anyways, I can imagine it now. Cute Lilia, probably in a frilly dress and a bow in her hair. Shocked! I can't help it as a smirk forms across my face. That's not a smirk, is it? I quietly sneak up to the door and then thrust open the door and then yell out the door. Hee-ha! I don't like how painfully relatable this is to me trying to be funny. Aha! Ha ha ha! Wow! You scared me. How underwhelming. Wait, that costume. Lilia starts fidgeting and I realize I've been staring too long. Stare! I quickly avert my eyes and my face crimson. Lilia, your outfit, it's not what I expected. Huh? Oh, do you like it? I'm the devil. Isn't Halloween about being daring and unexpected? I've always wanted to try wearing things like this, and I finally got the courage to do it. Even though you and Irma would both laugh at me. No, you look great. I just, Lilia pouts. I put a lot of effort in this. A lot of liquid lipstick was wasted to get these blood tears to look right. Liquid what now? Lilia sighs. I don't know what the hell liquid lipstick is, but I guess it's lipstick that's liquid. Stares at me dubiously. Oh, I bet you wish you had this costume instead, hmm? Well, if you like it, then I like it. Wait, what the fuck am I talking about? What am I wearing? Lilia, out with it. I know you too well to tell when you're lying. It's just, I'm not sure what a donkey has to do with Halloween. Oh, I'm dressed up as a donkey. Okay, great. That's not really scary, and it's not really daring either. Just wait till Irma gets here. I know she'll understand. Sorry, I take it back. I ignore the urge to pat Lilia on the head. Haha, no, it's fine. Come inside. Was playing a game like this a mistake on my channel? Forget it. Lilia and I sat on our knees at opposite ends of the small wooden round table in the living room. She looked down at her hands, fidgeting. I really couldn't take her seriously, sitting there in front of me wearing something so... Lilia. Yes? So, you're still afraid of doorbells, huh? Hey, that's not it! Wait, did her bloody things get darker? You know it's not. I just don't like loud noises, and I didn't want to bother you in case you were busy. Sorry, why did my hee-haw not scare you then? You never change, do you? Just like when we were kids. Ooh, childhood friend? Lilia has always been a bit shy, a little strange and extremely clumsy. But that's her charm, I guess. Something about her makes me want to protect her or tease her. I hope no one's cringing. I've known Lilia for so long, her quirks feel warm and familiar to me. We begin to reminisce about our childhood together. We laugh together about some simple things and small pleasures, our little secrets we once shared. There's a comfortable lull in the conversation, and Lilia begins looking around the room. I suddenly become self-conscious of my small, sparsely decorated house. There's only 2 rooms, my bedroom and the combined living and kitchen area, with the bathroom off to the side. That's 3 rooms. Wait, unless it's in the room. But I couldn't afford to pay anything else in rent. Malt, are you okay here by yourself? Don't worry about me, Lilia. It's much better here alone. It's quiet, peacefully quiet. I don't have to hear Mom and Dad yelling at each other all the time. Yeah, I guess you're right. It's nice here. Lilia seems deep in thought, her expression unreadable. But, you still haven't unpacked all your stuff. Wait, she has a blue eye and a green eye? I just realized that. Also, that's awesome. Also, literally when I moved temporarily to like a new place for work during school, I literally just decided that the boxes and shit I came in with were my storage, and then I would never have to do anything. And then I could just put it right back in and leave after 4 months. So I understand. Yeah, this is relatable. Points to a few boxes in the corner of the room stacked haphazardly. Would it help if we did it together? Ooh. Do we get some good CG for that? Wow, those boxes have some of my grandmother's stuff she left for me before passing. I don't know. I can't bring myself to even go near her. They're probably bottles with human eyes and fingernails and stuff. What? The fuck is wrong with my grandparents? Malt, I'm sorry. I know how you feel about your grandmother about witches. Wait, witches are real? It's alright, I'm doing fine. I promise next time you come over, there'll be no boxes in sight, because I'll hide them inside the closet. Well, as long as you're doing okay, Malt. And, you know, if you ever need it, I can come over a bit more often. It must be difficult being by yourself and doing everything alone. Would you like to do me alone? Just during the day, of course. I can help you with some of the chores. Why not nighttime? I live really close, so it's no big deal. Okay, great. And if I break anything, I'll definitely buy a new one. I smiled. I could tell Lilia was trying her best. Lilia, Hello? Bring, bring. A loud voice called out, followed by a doorbell ringing. I'm fine, Lilia, I promise. Come on, that must be Irma. Okay. Hi, Irma. The 3 of us crowd around the tiny round table. Malt, I have to ask, what were you thinking when you bought that costume? You too, Irma? As my editor, you're supposed to go along with my decisions. Editing is a lot more than spelling errors, you know. Plus, if I went along with all your ideas, I think we would have half the following. Oh, Irma. You two just don't understand the true spirit of Halloween. What's with the girly frills anyway, Irma? Huh? Well, this is what all witches wear, you stupid donkey. I really doubt that. Hey, I think Irma looks cute, don't you think, Malt? Cute, huh? I looked Irma up and down. She seemed to flinch at my gaze, but didn't say a word. I almost looked like she expected an answer. I guess. Why is this here? Why would I randomly just say Lilia is cute when she's would I be an asshole like that? Is this gonna mess up my relationships? Dude, is it one of those kind of games? Because let me just be straightforward with everybody here, okay? Lilia is definitely way hotter than Irma, and there's literally no doubt about that. And if you say otherwise, you're wrong. Okay, so let me just be clear about that. But she literally just asked me if Irma was cute, and she wants me to agree. So why would I just be an asshole and be like, nah, I think you're cuter? Unless she likes that. Maybe she secretly doesn't want me to say Irma is cute. Maybe she wants me to be an asshole. Oh no. They can't just make me have a decision like this when I've barely even met Irma, okay? I've barely met Lilia, but I've even more barely met Irma. Man, this game is hard. This game is too hard for me, man. I'm not as cute as you, Lilia. Oh, God. I regret it. Malt, okay, you can stop leering now. Oh, by the way, she doesn't care that I said that? How does she not care that I said that? That's such an asshole thing to say. Oh, by the way, am I late? I thought we were meeting at 7, unless you two planned something beforehand. No, Lilia just came early. A rare occurrence for her, but it's better than last time when she was 30 minutes late because she fell over and scraped her knee. Hey. Oh, right, of course. Okay, so are we ready to be for some scary stories? What? I don't think that's how it's supposed to go. And then Irma and Lilia leaned in closer to me as I lowered my voice. It crept closer and closer. The monster all men feared. It scared even the most powerful and richest people on Earth. Only a few were not overcome by fear, or even the thought of the monster. But to all who encountered it, it left terrible scars and trauma on them. Mimi was working at her desk, not noticing as the creature silently inched closer and closer. She nonchalantly flipped her calendar to the next date, and there it was, the mark of the sickly, ugly, hideous monster, written with a red marker, the words read. I paused for dramatic effect. Lilia and Irma inched even closer to me, their eyes wide like saucers. Final CG due today! Huh? Roar! The deadline monster pounced on Mimi. Heep! The evil spawn of the devil consumed the poor artist girl, and she was never seen again. I smiled smugly with satisfaction. Malt, I'm a bit disappointed and worried about our future as VN developers with stories like that. Irma stood up and turned the lights back on. No, are we done already? These stories are really quite boring. Irma stifled a yawn. Especially for a guy who brags about being half witch blood or whatever that means. Irma? What's with that anyway? A lot of your concepts involve evil witches. You know they're not real, right? Evil witches don't exist and can't hurt you. Okay, how about we have a food break? Irma, don't go there. Why is this music getting so fucking loud? Huh? Excuse me, Malt? You know what? I strolled over to the box with my grandma's belongings. Inside, on the very top of a bunch of strange jars and emblems, there was a light blue hard-covered book. Some strange lettering adorned the front. The gold-leaf writing flickered and danced among the light. At the bottom, written in plain English, was a small inscription that simply read, Sybil. This, I brought the book over, is my grandmother's spell book, witches are very real and very dangerous. You don't really expect me to believe that, do you? Fine. What is this book, anyway? Irma came up next to me. What? This doesn't make any sense at all. Malt, you don't have to do this. Why don't we do something else? I opened the book, flicking through the pages. More of the same strange squiggly lettering was inside, with diagrams and various pictures of flowers, eyeballs, and animal parts. Suddenly, I find a word I recognize. Cherish. Blinking again. The words change back to nonsensical squiggles. A spell with cherish in it can't be a bad thing. Plus, witches are female, and last I checked, that doesn't include me. Yeah, definitely not me. Besides, my mother never had any powers. I focused hard on the words, and slowly they began to make sense. As I read the sounds out, the words turned golden, translating themselves to English. They, whom I cherish. Someone I cherish. Huh. I thought about Lilia. Malt, what are you doing? Malt, something feels bad about this. Hath done me wrong. Malt, this isn't funny. Please stop. I believe you, okay? And I shall now forever be perished. I stopped myself from reading the last word. The book began to glow softly in my hands and then violently enshrouded the room in a bright golden light. I instinctively covered my eyes. The light was blinding. I heard Irma yelp, followed by a soft thunk kind of sound. Then it was dark again. I opened my eyes. Are you okay? Buster Wolf, Malt! What was that? I don't know. Lilia! Lilia was lying on the floor. Did I just kill Lilia? What the fuck game did I just start playing? Why am I playing this game? Lilia, wake up! Malt, do something! My body felt icy and drained. Perish. Lilia? Lilia was silent no matter how much Irma shook her vigorously. Desperately, there was no movement or any sign of her waking up. Lilia, oh no, please! Irma put her head against Lilia's chest, listening for a heartbeat. Is this because I called her cute? Seconds felt like hours. She's still breathing. Malt, what the hell did she just do? She won't wake up. We have to call the ambulance now. No, we don't have much time. We need to reverse the hex. Is this some sort of joke to you? No, we can't call the ambulance. I think I accidentally hexed her. I tried to scan through the book, but there wasn't much else I could understand. Most of it looked like nonsense to me. If only there was a way we could decipher it. Maybe there was another book on how to reverse the hex? The book. We need to reverse the spell. I wasn't lying when I said I was born from a line of witches. What do you mean? I looked back at the book. The golden words danced. By midnight, they will take their final breath. It says by midnight. If we could just figure out how to reverse it before then. Irma peered over my shoulder at that book. What language is this anyway? It doesn't look like any kind of script I've ever seen. Irma, please. Please, for Lilia, I need you to trust me. I know it's hard to believe, but the ambulance aren't going to be able to do anything about this. Please, Irma. I don't think I could do this alone. Okay. Malt, tell me what we need to do. I trust you. Let's save Lilia together. Irma, she always was the strongest one in the group. If she didn't believe me right now, I'm not sure I could believe myself. The library. They might have a book that I can decipher the writing with, or anything else by Sybil. It's not too far from here. We need to hurry. Let's go. Lilia, we will save you. 8 p.m., 4 hours until midnight. I'm guessing if I picked Lilia, Irma was cute, Irma would be the one dead right now. Damn, I should have said Irma was cute. We weave our way through the busy city streets with the mid-October sunset dyeing the sky a harsh red. As if the remnants of summer were still lingering about, the air is warm and humid, fighting what is now the midst of fall. It's hot! I told you we should have had a drink before we left, but the more time we spent dawdling about our doodling, the less time we have to save Lilia. I'd rather die from this heat than have her Look, there it is! Irma skips ahead of me, pointing towards a fairly modern, lavish building in the distance. You seem excited. Excited is the wrong word. We have to save Lilia, right? She smiles as she says it, but inside, like me, she's worried. Right. Who's to say what will happen, but right now we both have to try our best. That's what she'd do for us. I follow after Irma, the two of us making our way towards the library. I can't remember the last time I came here, but for certain it was probably a happier occasion. We make our approach on the building, staring at our reflections in the glass-paned windows as we head toward the doors. Stop looking at my reflection when I'm right in front of you. Who said I was looking at you? Why is everybody stuttering so much? Well, why wouldn't you? I'm cute after all. Did she really just say that? Did I really just say that? Irma pouts as she walks towards the library entrance. For some reason, her behavior seemed a little off. Her arm reaches out to the door handle, but as I stand by her side, it won't budge no matter how hard she tries. Why wouldn't it open? I think it's locked. I look up at the door. A small paper sign hangs taped to the inside window. Closed. No, actually it says no entry. It's closed. Well, of course it is. The library opened this late on Halloween. No one takes Halloween as a holiday, dude. I know that. But then what are we gonna do? Irma's once determined expression has quickly shifted to one of panic. She begins pacing back and forth. Calm down. As much as I don't want to admit it, she's right. If we can't get inside, then there's no way we'll be able to decode this book by midnight. Maybe we can get around in the back. What? We're breaking in? Shh! When she puts it like that, it sounds like a criminal. But is it really such a bad thing to save someone so important to me? I look around, both in an attempt to gather my thoughts and to find another way in. We can't give up, and a door certainly isn't going to stop us. Come on, this way. I began walking towards the back of the large building. It looks bigger and more ominous at night. So we are breaking in. Irma follows me with a panicked expression, but the sparkle in her eyes tells a different story. It's the same look I see when she's excited. Get excited. A new idea, a new burst of motivation. I've worked with her long enough to know what she's like. Irma quickly takes a spot by my side as the two of us head around the rear of the building. Neither of us make any attempt to be sneaky. No one would visit the library at this time on Halloween anyway. We walk up to the closest fire exit we can find. We need to do whatever it takes to save Lilia. I approach the door as Irma steps behind me, as if she were watching my actions intently. Taking a small run up, I push my weight against the door in an attempt to get inside, but alas, it doesn't budge. It won't open. I try a few more times out of desperation, but it doesn't move an inch. Well, it's a fire door. It's not going to open from the outside. I guess you're right. I probably should have thought about that beforehand. Damn! The more we try, the harsher it feels inside. It's a feeling I despise. Uselessness. There must be some other way. There has to be. Maybe we can call up the librarian and say it's an emergency. Feelings of despair wash over me as I stare towards the ground. Without contempt for my surroundings, I grasp onto anything I could think of. Irma was silent for a few moments, and then... What if I... Before I can lift my head, I hear a loud shatter as Irma lets out a faint yelp. Ah! I didn't expect it to be that loud. You're not helping either. Looking in the direction of the noise, my eyes trace their way upwards from a pile of shattered glass towards a small broken window. She didn't. Did she? Oh, what's that look for? I thought we were breaking in. What, isn't that a bit much? Do you want to go to prison? Prison? Well, I'm not being serious, but I don't want to go to prison. They're not going to serve foie gras in prison, are they? Dude, who the fuck likes to eat foie gras? Calm down. I'm pretty sure your expensive tastes would be the least of your problems. Anyway, stop worrying. We're not going to prison. At least I don't think we are. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, we can get inside. We can get in through the door. The window. Just don't cut yourself in the glass. Did you hit your head? The window's too high to reach. Oh, well, obviously you have to lift me up. I'm certainly not lifting you up. When was the last time you dieted, huh? I ignore the rude remark of someone who indulges in copious amounts of foie gras and triple cream brie. All right. Irma walks towards the window, turning her head in and just away so that her face is out of my sight. Come on, since it's shattered, I can reach into the window and unlock it from the inside. Then we can crawl through, she says, as underconfident as she appears. The fuck is underconfident? I guess if we're going to save Lilia, we're going to have to take risks like these. Risking an illegal break-in is nothing compared to losing our friend. Lift me up. As she stands with her back facing me, I approach Irma from behind as she reaches up to the window and place my hands on her hips. Nice. Eep! Watch it, it tickles a bit. Nice. You told me to. Irma turns to me and pouts before facing the window yet again. Why am I lifting her by the hips? That's not even necessary! Whatever. Just what's wrong with this girl? Yeah, what's wrong with her? What's wrong with her? Okay, I'm ready, she says, albeit with a ragged breath. I guess that's my cue to hoist her up. With steady hands, I raise Irma up towards the window. She's lighter than I expected. Her skin feels smooth. Sometimes I forget Irma's a girl. Yeah, don't say that out loud, me. Almost there, just a bit more. A gust of wind suddenly ruffles her skirt as I avert my eyes, while I assume she's unlocking the window. Don't look. I'm not. Unless... Soon enough, she becomes weightless as she crawls through the small window, disappearing inside before a small thud. And then she died. Ow! Are you okay? Buster Wolf! Yeah, I'm fine. There's just a bit of glass on the floor, so watch your landing. Can you get in? I'll try. Taking a few steps back, I prepare yourself, for a run up to the window. Enough so that I can reach the ledge and hopefully climb through. Now that she's opened it, I don't have to worry too much about slicing my hands open on shards of glass, at least. Well, here goes nothing. Without hesitation, I pick up my pace and make a leap for the window, barely managing to hold on as I attempt to wriggle my way through. You're lucky You're smaller than me. Is that a compliment or an insult? Soon enough, I managed to slip my way through the window. Am I still wearing a donkey outfit right now? That sounds like what I would do. Landing on the floor with a thud in the same comical manner as Irma. It's fairly dark in the library, only small slivers of light through the windows. Well, we're in. I don't condone property damage, but that was a good call on your part. Thanks, Irma. She looks away from me with a blush. I didn't do anything worth thanking me for. Anyway, let's just go and see if we can find any clues about that book. With a huff, Irma begins a path towards the main concourse of the library. I decide to follow suit, raising myself up off the ground as I pat myself down. Wait for me! I chase after her, and soon enough I arrive back at her side, the two of us now alone in this empty, dusty building. Wait, wouldn't they have cameras in here? Oh, maybe we're heading for prison after all. Well, let's just say that we were lost! Irma ends her sentence with a subdued, nervous laugh, as if she were brushing out the situation we found ourselves in. That aside, how should we go about decoding this book? You're just going to ignore that we might be future inmates? There's no use worrying about that trouble now. You don't need to shout. Irma looks towards the floor with a dejected expression. I guess the stress of everything has really made itself manifest. I'm sorry. It's okay. You care about Lilia, right? So we need to do our best together. She's right. Seeing her like this, her face lit by the dim light shining through the... Wait, what? Do you not care about Lilia? It'd be wrong for me not to say something meaningful in return. I care about you too. Which is why we'll do our best together. That's what we've always done, right? Am I going for the harem ending? Is that an option? I'm down for that. Irma looks away, visibly flustered. I guess that was a little embarrassing. You don't need to say it, but thank you. She returns her gaze to me, albeit this time with a smile. It's a cute sight, complemented by the rosy blush on her cheeks. You too. I didn't say anything. Right, let's go look for clues. I make my way to the nearest bookshelf, almost stumbling over my feet in the process. Malt, what exactly are we meant to be looking for again? Right, sorry, everything happened so fast. The author's name is Sybil, so anything you can find by her. Sybil what? That's a weird name. Hey, what about this? Irma shows me a book that she randomly picked out of the shelf in cursive Latin. Irma, that's just cursive Latin. Well, how am I supposed to know the difference? I can't read which. Isn't that your job? Well, we wouldn't be in the situation if I could read the spell book. I can only read some of it. That's why the spell worked. Why the spell worked is a mystery to me. What do you mean? My mom never had any strange powers, and while I'm a guy, I never met my grandmother, and I do know that she has powers. She had powers. My parents used to fight about it all the time, and even when I was a child. In the end, I never even got to meet my grandmother before she passed away. Not that I would have wanted to after seeing what witchcraft does. Malt, I'm sorry, I didn't know. This is my fault. I should never have brought it up. It's not, Irma. You didn't know. Anyway, we have to find Lilia. It was really difficult for me growing up, dealing with their constant fighting, but Lilia. That's right. Lilia is the one who pushed me to write. She's the one who saved me. It was so long ago, but I still remember it so clearly. They're freaks! And you want to go back to them? Isn't that why you ran away with me in the first place? But she's my mother. She's dying. I could clearly hear my parents fighting a few rooms away from us. Come on, Annie. You know what it was like growing up in that household. You know how much you hated it? And you want to put that on our son? Hey. Snap. A nervous but determined little voice called out to me, followed by the snap of her fingers. Which book will you read to me today? I like her freaking heterochromatic eyes. You're so good at storytelling. No, Lilia, I don't really feel like reading today. I've already read them all 1,000 times. But what about Prince Philip or Princess Aurora? I want to know what happened. What's the point? Philip saves Aurora from the evil witch, blah, blah, blah. They have a happy ending. They're all the same story. I huffed and looked away from Lilia. The sadness and patheticness in her eyes made me mad. She's never had to go through all this. The shouting continued. I felt numb to it by now. But Malt! What, Lilia? I already said no. I threw one of the picture books on the ground. I opened to the page of the evil witch, Samantha, imprisoning Princess Diana Sands. Sands! It was our favorite book. She loved to look at pictures while I read to her. She said I made the characters come alive. But Lilia didn't back down, even though she was slightly shaking and nervous. But she looked at me with determination in her eyes. I couldn't return her gaze. What is it? You and me. Huh? You and me, we're gonna write a book together, something new, something way, way, way better, and it can be whatever you want. What? But, Lilia, you can hardly read, let alone write. Then I'll draw the pictures. Lilia already had started grabbing some crayons and paper. Here, she said, thrusting a pencil at my face. I don't have all day, you know. My drawings are really, really good. Lilia already had begun drawing with a rare and fiery intensity. I allowed myself to be swept up into the escape she created. Since then, Lilia and I never stopped writing, never stopped drawing. It became our little bond, and when we were down, we would draw and we would write. Before we knew it, Lilia and I had formed a kind of intense bond, but one that was different, strange, and matured from when we were children. It felt more fragile. Lilia, I really... Malt? Are you okay? Boss! I'm fine. I just got lost in my thoughts. You know, Lilia is the one who encouraged me to write. She saved me in a way. I see. But, I know, I haven't known you nearly as long as you've known Lilia, so maybe I don't have the right to say anything, but I think you don't give yourself enough credit, Malt. Lilia might have saved you once, but right now, in all these years, Malt, you have saved yourself and many others with your writing and your creativity. You really inspire me. I mean, who wouldn't agree to be your editor if I didn't think you had talent? And now, you write for yourself, don't you? Oh, I guess. Just don't let it get to your head, okay? I know. Thanks, Irma. She smiles back at me. Okay, let's look for the books by Sybil for now. We weave our way around several bookshelves, tracing each letter one by one. P, Q, R. S! It's what? I follow Irma's gaze, and to our amazement, a series of books with the author Sybil line the bookshelf before us. That was easier than I thought. Well. What do you mean, well? Let's start looking. Like a child, Irma pulls all the books off the shelf, making a cluttered mess on the floor. I suppose that's one way to do it. But by the looks of things, it'll take a while to go through all these. Time quickly passes as the two of us skim through the books before us. As each page goes by, and the more fruitless our endeavors become. The idea of mystical spellbooks and secret codes being stored in a public library was a stupid one to begin with. These are just children's stories. Who would have thought a witch would be such a great writer? I'm sure if... What is that supposed to... What? I'm sure if the kids who read this actually met the author, they'd be more frightened by appearances in the tales of damsels in distress saved by knights in shining armor. Oh, what a run-on sentence. Just what is this woman's problem? Is she writing out her own fantasies or something? In an act of frustration, I take a hold of our beloved spell book and toss it towards a nearby bookshelf. What did you do that for? What if you ruin it and we can't save Lilia? It's just... Wait a second. I look towards the floor at a spell book I just tossed. Its back cover is strewn open on the floor, revealing a short biography of the author in plain English. What we've been looking for was in our hands all along. What? What's that look for? Read this! I quickly picked the book up from the ground, presenting it to Irma as she looked towards me with confusion. I don't get it. Read the last part! This renowned witch, also known for her mystical fairy tales and enchanting stories for young human minds, blah blah blah. Wait, she lives in the forest? Right! Well, we found out that she writes children's stories. Perhaps she's not such a bad person after all. We'll only know for sure once we pay her a visit. We need to save Lilia, and fast. Right, I guess we can come back later and clean up all these books. Yeah. Tracing back the way we came, it doesn't take us long to find the exit to the library. Our passion now reignited as the hope inside us cascades through our hearts. It's that passion with which the three of us. The sound of nature encompasses us as we delve further through the forest, tracing our way along a winding cobbled path with the darkness as our only company. I look behind me, tilting my head down to see Irma's fingers press softly against the fabric of my cuff, holding my sleeve tightly as she trails behind me. How far did you say this place was? You think that they would have built a road out here? Just how does this woman get her mail? Do you really think anyone's going to be writing letters to a witch? Irma's grip on my sleeve tightens as the fabric constricts around my skin, pulling the sleeve against my shoulder as she continues to tug on my arm, all while batting her eyes in every possible direction. She's scared, and I have to admit, I can kind of see where she's coming from. The looming shadows of the trees canopying over us, blocking any hopes of seeing the evening sky above. It's a sight that I would have liked to have shared with her. All I can do is hope she'll be alright. We don't have much time left. What are you stopping for? Irma cries out, her nervousness too apparent through her thinly veiled attempts at composure. I never thought I'd see her like this. It's nothing, don't worry. I look back towards Irma with a weak smile. Right now, I don't think my heart could muster much else. You say that, but it's about her, isn't it? What makes you think that? Ever since she fainted, you've had this sad look in your face. All day. Why wouldn't I? If we don't do something, she'll... I know, it's just... I think... Before she can finish, an ominous figure lunges from the bushes behind us. Ah! Startled, Irma jumps back behind me, wrapping her arms tightly around my waist as the figure approaches. The sight of glowing red eyes clashes against the depths of the shadows as the vicious scowl scrapes her eardrums. It's a wolf! The beast stands before us, fangs drawn, as it pants and salivates at all. At all? I can assume all I can assume is it's prey. Okay, there we go. Us. What are we gonna do? Just stay calm. 1,000 thoughts rush my mind, encasing me in a sea of doubt and uncertainty, courage and fear. I'd read about how to deal with animal attacks before, but this is the first time I found myself needing to know. Just why can't I think straight? The sight before me, slowly but surely, drifts into the haziness. The trees, the path, Irma, everything becomes a misty figure as the wolf's eyes dig deeper into my consciousness, fear running through my every vein. For now, let's just back away slowly. If we make ourselves look less like a threat, maybe it'll go away. Are you alright? You don't look so good. As we stand entrapped by the wolf's presence, the creature makes a swift dash towards us, right in the direction of... Irma, look out! Without realizing it, my body moves in the air, jolting itself in front of Irma's as I block the impending swipe. Though what was once a dark, commanding figure quickly dissipates into the air as I hit the ground hard. Irma standing frozen against a backdrop of crisp autumn leaves, peeking out from the dark, in an occasional strand of light. An apparition! What? Are you okay? Buster! Yeah, I'm okay, alright? It looks like we had nothing to worry about, it was just a ghost. A ghost! I'm joking, I think it was just... Maybe the stress of today is getting to our heads. It certainly feels like it. The world around me reflects the feelings in my heart. Maybe I just hit my head. Whatever it was, Thank you. What are you thanking me for? Where'd your usual courageousness go? Do you really think I can be like that? I can't, not without you. That look in your eyes, I only ever saw it around her. But you protected me, even if it was just an appetite or whatever. Apparition, sorry. A look on Irma's face, it was one of embarrassment. The rosy color of her cheeks strewn above the paleness of her skin, it really does make her look cute sometimes. Irma smiles as she extends her hand out towards me, albeit shaking slightly all the while. The warmth of her skin meets mine, contrasting against the cooling night air as I take her hand into my own. What the fuck is that? Our fingers clasping around each other. We're holding it. What? Who said this was allowed? I thought it was very clear about who was cuter. Can we stay like this for a while? You're still scared? Of course I'm not. Is it bad to say that I've enjoyed spending time with you today? How so? We have an unconscious other girl who's going to die. We can't have a bonding experience right now. We gotta find this witch. Irma looks away, her cheeks still crimson in color as she tightens her grip on my hand. You know, with Lilia's condition and all, it's wrong for me to be selfish. What do you mean? I have a feeling at what she's hinting at, but something inside me doesn't want to say it out loud. Don't worry, it's nothing. Oops, I skipped that by accident. I think she just let go of my hand. Come on, we haven't got much time. Irma returns her gaze to the path ahead of us, bashfully taking another step further into the darkness, a stark contrast to her prior uneasiness. I follow suit, breaking into a faster pace in an attempt to catch up with her, taking my place at her side. The cobbled path below quickly fades into dirt beneath our feet. The once hard texture of solid ground becomes sandy and soft as we tread further into the natural landscape. Are you sure we're going the right way? What if we're lost? This is the only way we can go. Still, she's got a point. The safety of the hard stone path has quickly fleeted as we soon find ourselves enclosed by nothing but pure wilderness. The glooming night continues to shroud us as we strive forwards to reach our destination, the two of us, together. A cool breeze blows amongst us as we walk side by side further down the beaten path of dirt, stone, and grass. It's odd. The ever-present sense of unease fills the atmosphere, and neither of us say a word, pressing forward on our mission to save Lilia. The silence is choking. At once I thought of Irma as a very brave, brash girl, but something about her right now tells me that was never the case. She's cute. Excuse me? Am I cute? What? Irma turns to me with a reddened expression coating her face. Her hair flutters in the breeze as she stares towards me with a determined expression. You heard what I said. Am I cute? With an even stronger expression than before, Irma inches closer towards me, her nervous voice contrasting her strong posture. I don't know how to answer. A look in your eyes when you were protecting me. I'd only ever seen that around her. Lilia? Irma flinches at the mention of her name. What do you mean? Deep down the answer is already there, but something inside me doesn't want to admit it. I've always wished that you'd look at me like that. I guess my wish came true, right? Irma's glossy pink lips upturned as she feigns a smile. One of nervousness, denial, guilt, whatever it is, I can't put my finger on it. She's cute, but when my heart wants something else, someone else, being in this position is hard. So what do I want? I know how you feel about Lilia. I guess I'm just a little jealous is all, ha. Finishing her sentence with a laugh, Irma averts her eyes from mine, biting her lips nervously as she pauses for thought. Anyway, just ignore me, ha, I don't know what I'm saying. You're saying something from the heart, right? Eh? Irma returns her gaze to me, now visibly shocked as her mouth hangs ajar and the blush on her face deepens. But at a time like this, it's wrong. Just forget it, okay? I can't. Something inside me can't. I don't know what to do. Yeah, it's your horniness. Talk about your feelings, talk about her feelings. You know what? I thought this was going to be a quick one-off kind of game, but I think I might need to actually make a second part. As I think about this. I can't even save though, so I need to pick one of these right now. Okay, let me try to pick something then. I don't know what the hell this point of the button. Talk about her feelings, talk about your feelings, talk about her feelings, let's talk about her feelings. What are you trying to say? I told you to forget it. If you keep asking, I don't know how long I'll be able to hold it together. Now isn't really the time. It's all my fault, really. I don't think it's your fault. It's okay to feel that way. Emotions are stubborn after all, aren't they? I know what it feels like. To say that I can't understand how she feels, that'd be wrong, but just what would be right? I'll have my own feelings, someone I want to be there for. The feelings are the same for the both of them. At some point, I'm going to need to confront those very emotions that we hold so dearly. This is going to be a heavy game until I can unlock the harem route. Anyway, we're a team, right? So we just need to find Lilia fast. I can't do it without you. Irma's blush deepens, turning her face away from me once again as she regains a steady breath. I stretched my hand out toward her. After all, it wasn't for her efforts, the three of us wouldn't be where we are today. You want to hold hands again? What? I looked down towards my outstretched hand and realized how bold of a move that really was. We're a team, right? After all this is over, let's make the visual novel of our dreams. Right. Returning my hand to my side, Irma smiles towards me as I return in response to a warm... Oh my god, I can't read. Despite a day full of stress and worry, having moments like this is what I really cherish. The strength of heart to see something through together. I'll break those days no matter what. As we continue to trail through the forest, the world around me begins to blur. A mosaic of sights, shapes, and colors. I'm Irma too, looking distinctly different against the painted world behind her. A portrait of my friend, still smiling, ever so different than what she'd always been before. As she always looked so... I think we made it. Irma points ahead with a stronger smile on her face than before. What I'd call determined. It's nice to see, especially after all we've been through. I traced the path of her extended arm with my gaze, quickly shifting from her to the scene before us, a small desolate cottage in the state of a summer disrepair. I guess this must be it. We finally made it. So I'm guessing picking who I think is cute at the beginning changes the route. That's what my best guess would be. I don't know how long is it supposed to be. Should I keep going? I don't want this to be like a 2-hour video. I've decided I will risk it and figure it out by just playing. Irma looks at me expectantly. Wait, hold on. Irma looks at me expectantly as we reach the door of the small cottage in front of us. You do it. I don't want to get my hands dirty. You're wearing gloves. I knock quietly on the door. Silence. The air around us feels stifling. I knock again, this time much louder than I intended. A threatening voice booms out from within the house. Who dares interrupt me? Leave now or you will regret it. Suddenly a swarm of bats flies around our heads. Irma squeals. Ah, what is this? Wolves appear in the dark and begin to surround us. Are there apparitions this time too? I don't want to find out. I'm starting to think that maybe she's not such a good person. We couldn't run after coming this far. Lilia, time was running out. Time was almost running out. It was 11 p.m. Please, Witch Sybil, is that you? We need your help. But only silence followed. As the wolves inched closer to us, the bats circled us more menacingly. Every second felt like an hour as we waited. But please! After a moment, the bats fly away and the wolves run off deeper into the forest. They weren't really apparitions this time. The door to the cottage opens with a creak and a smaller voice calls out. What do you want? I'm quite busy. I don't live all the way out here to be interrupted. Oh. Was there a third choice in this game? A woman appears. I thought it was going to be an old lady. A woman appears before us in the doorway. Her gaze immediately falls upon Irma, her face souring. Oh. How distasteful. Huh? The witch then turns to look at me, her gaze drawn to my hands clutching at my grandmother's spell book. Oh, somehow she sounds even more than irritated this time. Well, come in then. I can tell something has gone terribly wrong. Irma and I exchange glances. I shrug and we enter the somewhat derelict cottage. That is a derelict cottage, all right. Sybil pulls out 2 wooden chairs from a wooden table, motioning us to sit. The 2 of us wait in awkward silence as the witch doesn't say anything, busying herself with shuffling papers and putting away some pen inks and paints. It seems that she was in the middle of working on another of her children's books. Sybil finally sits down. So then, to what do I owe the displeasure of having you 2 in my home? We quietly explain the situation to the witch about Lilia and why we came here. The witch's expression is unreadable, but she only stops us to occasionally clarify certain details. But if my mother had no power, and I'm also a guy, then how could I have actually cast these spells? There are male witches. I'm not sure where such misinformation came from. Male witches are certainly not warlocks either. But yes, indeed it is a curious case. Your grandmother must have been quite a powerful witch. It's likely your mother's witch powers lay dormant inside her until you were born, and it was passed on to you. Improbable, yes, but impossible, no. Either way, you shouldn't mess with powers outside of your understanding or training. Perhaps you will take this as your first lesson, not to play with things you don't understand. Wait, are you saying you won't help us? I'm quite busy. Busy with what? Children's books? Our friend is going to die. What? Is that so hard to understand? What? Is that so hard to understand? I have dreams too. It's none of your business anyway. Sybil sighs. I can sense your determination and anger. But the truth is, I don't have the power to reverse your spell. What do you mean? Aren't you a witch? Hexing is much easier than reversing a hex. If we had more time, then yes. Sybil stays silent for a few moments, deep in thought. Well, there is one way, but what? We'll do it. Anything. Yes, anything, please. In such a short amount of time, it would take an incredible amount of power. The hex has progressed so much. I would need an equal amount of power, raw power in this case, life essence, in order to reverse the spell's progression. Put simply, I would need Irma's life essence to bring Lilia back. What? What? No. The witch stares at us in silence for a moment. Or, you don't have to bring Lilia back. Huh? That is the second option. You can simply leave here with Irma. No, I couldn't, Lilia. Irma. It's okay, really. She needs you, you know? And I don't know how much you care about her. Wait, what? Do I have to kill one or the... Okay. Let's see what happens. Decide, or time will decide for you. We've not much of it left. Why don't I just let time decide for me? Irma, Lily, I've been through so much with both of them. Without Lily, I'm not sure if I could even be here. She's helped me through thick and thin. She's perceptive and always makes everyone around her feel at ease. Her art has helped make our visual novels shine. And Irma, I've only known her for a few years, but she's helped me so much. She's always the one to help me on my feet when I'm down or don't know what to do. Her editing skills help me take a moment to reflect on what I want to say and how to say it in the right words. They both mean so much to me. But the one who matters most to me... Oh, God. Are you serious? What if I press this again? Oh, wait. It actually did something. No, I couldn't leave without either of them. Live without either of them. Aye. Yeah, why don't I just kill myself? Yeah, there we go! Please, use my life as instead to save Lilia. No, you can't! How valiant of you. Like a knight in shining armor. Why does everybody stutter in this game? Literally no one has any confidence in this game. Sybil coughed. Very well then. No! The witch begins chanting an incantation I can't comprehend. The world around me turns white and Irma's yelling slowly fades away. I feel myself becoming weaker and weaker until I almost feel weightless. Is this what it's like to die? If it's to save them both, then I'm fine with it. All I can see is light. There is no sound, no visuals, and no feeling. It's absolute peace. I begin to close my eyes again. You're stronger than you look. Perhaps try embracing that power of yours someday, instead of keeping it locked away. You know where to find me. What? Ugh. Instantly I feel heavy. I feel myself begin to fall. And then excruciating pain, washes over my entire body. It feels like 1,000 knives are stabbing me. I fall further and further, crying out in pain. Thunk. Malt. A serene voice. The sound of a bell calls to me and the pain disappears. I open my eyes. I'm back home. I got up with a jolt. Where's... Ah! Oh! Irma and Lilia are on each side of me. But Lilia, you're awake, and Irma, you're okay. Oh, Malt, I thought... Irma told me everything. You're both so brave, and Malt, I can't believe you almost did... Lilia's voice began to choke up, and she can't finish her sentence. I don't know what I would do in a world without you, and Irma, too. I'm glad you're okay. I'm sorry. It was all my fault. But I really am glad you're both safe. Well, I'm gonna hug Lilia, because she was fucking dead, dude. Malt? Lilia startled. She doesn't move, but she looks visibly distressed. Could you please let go of me? Hey, Malt, get off her. She's clearly uncomfortable, you pervert. Irma pushes me up Lilia. Ow. That surprised me. Sorry, Lilia. I'm just so relieved that you're okay. No, of course, that's okay. Thank you for saving me, both of you. Yeah, but don't forget we wouldn't have been in this situation if not for Mr. Witch himself. We awkwardly laughed together. I'm so relieved that the three of us are safe. A few months later, a lot has happened since that Halloween. It helped us to realize how intrinsic each one of us are to each other. Irma, Lilia, and I published our visual novel, and we also have a small team of a small following. We put a lot of effort into it, which is what matters most. Hopefully one day we'll become a fully fledged visual novel studio, and I've learned to accept my powers for what they are. I've been taking lessons from Sybil, and helped her publish her children's books to a wider audience, which is still her passion. I've learned a lot from Sybil, but lately... Malt, pay attention, please. Oh, sorry. She's been asking me to roleplay her children's book characters in exchange for teaching me witchcraft. She says she needs it to help write better stories. Not like I have anything else to do. Irma and Lilia are a lot more busy now, so I've been helping her out. Now, read from line 187, please. Oh, fairest lady, Prince Sibelia, it is I, your Prince Jarvis the Fourth, that hath come to rescue you. Yes, that's perfect writing material, of course. Continue. Yes, ma'am. Ending of 3 of 5 friends forever, and Sybil's helper? We did it, everybody. We did it. We got the Sybil ending. I guess I should have just killed Irma to get the right ending. Am I right, guys? Look, she's even in the title screen. They know who the best girl is. They already know who the best girl is. There's some bias here, guys. Let's be real. Okay? Anyways, that's Bewitched Hearts. Holy shit, that was long. I thought it was gonna be shorter than that. But hey, we did it. If you guys want me to play with more endings at all, I can do that if you guys want. I don't know if you guys actually care. I can just skip to the dialogue we've already seen and just try different choices out and see what happens. Okay? If you guys are weirdos like me and want to see that, just let me know, please, and I'll do it. If not, that was Bewitched Hearts. I hope you guys enjoyed this one-off playthrough. My canon ending with fucking Sybil, who was literally last second introduced. There it is. Can people actually kill the fucking... Killing people's... Well, there's 5 endings, alright? We got the 3rd one. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!